Hey y'all, it's your girl Jakayla A here, and today we're gonna do this pretty design. So I tried something new with the angles. I'm coming at you with a side angle, and then I'll have the other portion, the decorating design portion of this video in the top angle, which is how I usually film. But I really like the tip lane prep application part of this from this angle. It was just me trying something. I'm literally using the foam holder that my clients use to put their phone on. So I'm gonna have to buy them another one so that I can film in this angle and not have to use my overview stand. But yes, I really love how this look came out. This is my girl Brontia. She always come and get something pretty and pink. You can kind of tell from this video, but my whole entire space that I work in is pink. And this week, probably tonight. No, not tonight. Not tonight because I want to clean up. But this I'll be doing a room tour really soon of my current space right now. Every time I get a new space, whether I was at home, at my last locations, every time I've had a new space, I've done a room tour and put it on my channel, and I'll continue to do that because every time I'm in a new space, I got a new vibe. Like, it's different. It's like having a new house or a new apartment every single time. It's a new energy, and a lot of the stuff is pink in here, which I love. So these nails is just like right in my alley. So I'm just laying the tips. I use the non-C-curve tips. I get them from Zulay. I've gotten them from Tulip Real Deal, Tulip Nail Supply. I've gotten them from the local nail supply store. But I just think that the non-C-curve is more flattering on most people's hands. And so we're going with a square shape. And then we're going for a long set. So I laid the tips down. Then I'm taking what I use to measure the tips. I'm going to go for the magnets and the tip cutter. But I stopped using the tip cutter and I start using these craft scissors and this nail form. And basically, let's say we pick a number 6. You cut every single tip at a number 6. And I just like that method a lot. So I've been doing that for some time. But I do feel like the magnets with the tip cutter, I feel like that is, you know, a little bit more accurate. I don't know. I think it's more accurate, and I feel like it's a little bit easier. I'll just be seeing them zoom right through. So I'm definitely going to switch it up and go for that at some point. So here I'm just doing my prep. I have a full detailed video on how I do my prep coming. I'm going to do it on myself. It's going to be a very quick video because I literally do the same thing every time. And so therefore, I won't have to include this part in all of my upcoming tutorials. I will just be able to get right into tip lane application. Or for some videos, I will be able to just start with the design because the repetitive motion of doing it in every video is making the video long for really no reason, because that's really what prep is. It becomes second nature, like you know it like the back of your hand with the more times you do it. So I got a detailed prep video coming, and I have a 3 to 5 bead method video coming of how I lay my acrylic, because for the most part, unless we're doing some sort of a design that has colored acrylic in it, it'd be the same thing every time, y'all. And the way I'm doing everything now with my sets in real life, I barely even use colored acrylic. Legit, I use it once in a while here and there. I might do an accent nail. I might do 3D flowers or some type of 3D sculpting with the acrylic. But really, I am no longer on a mission to have 50, 60. I almost was going to buy the whole collection of not polished colored acrylics because I just felt like I needed to have them so bad. And one day maybe I'll get them, but I'm not on a mission to do that. I'd rather have a bunch of polish, and I'd rather keep the base the same. And I never was like this. When I first started doing nails, I wanted so badly to just have all these powders to the point that I was like, I'm going to become one of those nail techs that only uses powder, because it's just like I was so attracted to that colored acrylic, but it's really a scam. I want all the nudes that I could possibly have. I'm buying the biggest jars of nudes now because it is just so much more easy when you're doing a refill, rebalance, new design, anything. It is so much more easy to just use nude, let the base always stay the same color, and just put all the designs on top. Like, it is saving me. So here I'm using Prettiest Pink. What am I using? Prettiest Pink? No, I'm not. I'm using Luscious Pink and Cotton Candy. Luscious Pink is from, well, both of these are from Valentino Beauty Pure, and it was really pretty. It's a pretty nude with a silver sparkle in it. So pretty. Here, my dehydrator, I use a swipe. This is an old polish bottle, not a gel polish. It was a regular polish, but the color was hideous. So I put my swipe in there. This is a jar of Protein Bond, but I do not use Protein Bond anymore. I use No Lift Nail Primer, and I get it locally at my nail supply store, and I get it on Amazon. But it's just in a Protein Bond jar because the jar that they send does not have the spoolie attached. The spoolie is on the outside of it, and I don't really care for that. This brush I'm using is a size 12 from Zulay, and my Monomer always is Young Nails. For a very long time, I would say in all my videos, my Monomer is always Glam and Glitz, Glam and Glitz, Glam and Glitz. I feel like Young Nails has the lowest odor Monomer. Yes, it still smells like Monomer, but the odor is so low, and it doesn't give me a headache. It doesn't irritate me. It does still smell like Monomer. It's just not as harsh as some of the other that I've preferred to use in the past. And this size 12 brush, size 12 is just like my size. Like, I'll go up to a 14. I've had a 14 before, but 12 is just like my jam. And I just broke one. I had two size 12 and the handle broke. Like, the fluffy part came attached from the glittery unicorn part. So instead of trying to repurpose it, I just will be at some point making a new purchase over at ZulayNails.com for another brush, because I had two and I need two again. And so now I only have one, and these are just my favorite brushes. I'm willing to try the Kiara Sky brush again, even though they just don't, when they get pinched, they don't lay perfect for me. But I don't know, I'm willing to try again. I might dibble and dabble into buying one, especially because I think I want a smaller brush. I think I want a size like 10 or 8, so I think I'll buy one of those for my smaller brush. I don't know, but here I am just laying the acrylic. I go with my first bead always right where the tip and the natural nail meet. You'll see the details of my 3 to 5 bead method when I drop the video, but basically, you know, you have a 1 bead method, 2 bead method, 3 bead method. Those are really the 3 that I hear about. But baby, I'm a firm believer in however many beads it takes you to achieve the desired look, that's how many you use. I am a firm believer in using however many beads that you need to. You can learn a method, but that doesn't mean for every single nail it's going to work. That doesn't mean with the temperature of the room it's going to be consistent every time. The ratio that you pick up, eventually you do learn your ratios, but that still does not make for a perfect performance every time. So you know, you might be doing a 2-3 bead method, but when it is all said and done, it's a 6 bead, and that's okay. That's okay, and that's just a part of application. You got to roll with the punches and do whatever you have to do to get the desired effect with the nails. That's, you know, that's just what you got to do. So here's my application, and yeah, I'm just going to do that across all 10 nails. I feel like in general, colors that have glitter, even if it's nude, white, or blue, it doesn't even matter. They tend to be a little on the loose side, so you definitely will have to tweak your ratio. I noticed that this one has a tendency to be a little on the loose side versus on the drier side, just naturally, like without me even trying. It's like kind of on the loose side, so I had to make sure that my ratio was like a little drier to compensate that. All in all, Valentino has some of the best nudes. Like, I want several of them in like a big jar. They have some of the best nudes, some of my favorite nudes. If I could revamp my whole acrylic collection, I would have like only the top quality nudes and like minimal to no colored acrylics. It's like getting bad to the point that I want to like sell them. I want to sell them and just have like primary colors and get rid of the rest of them. I mean, really, it's getting to that point. But every time somebody sells something, they end up changing their mind and buying it all back. Like the amount of girls that have like sold their whole entire nail collection because they didn't want it no more, didn't care for it, or because it got hard, and then turned it back around and rebought it. I know better than to just let it go. So I'm not going to do that. Speaking of giving up on your dreams, we're going to talk today about the opposite of that. Okay, going for your dreams. We're going to talk about how I left my 9-to-5 to go and be a nail tech full time. We're going to talk about that in the story time. So let's get it going. Basically, I worked at the post office from 2018 till spring 2018 till spring 2021. Not 2020, 2021 actually. And I started doing nails practicing at the end of 2018, like wintertime / top of 2019, like right in that time is when I finally started practicing and getting really serious about practicing. And then I started taking clients in spring of 2019. Yeah, I think I probably practiced for like 8 or 9 months just doing the practice hand, just doing myself. When I would get off of work third shift, I would practice, but I was like hungry. Like I really wanted it. I talked it with my coworker, who's my friend still to this day, and I chopped it up, and she really inspired me to go and chase my dream. And I was like, okay, I mean, I'll try. What's the harm in it? I could at least just try and see if I take to it again. Because I tried when I was a teenager, but I didn't have a lot of support, and I didn't have a lot of discipline and willpower to just teach myself nails. So I had put it down and picked it up like 10 years later. That's crazy. I tried it when I was 16, put it down, picked it back up at 26. So that's kind of wild. But I did, and I took to it as I started going to do clients. I'm working the whole 2019 and 2020 at the post office, but I'm also doing clients every once in a while out of my mama's house. I'm living in my mama's house until 2020. So all of 2019, I'm working out of her front room / out of my room. And then I finally moved out in 2020, but I still was utilizing my old room in her house as my nail room. That's where I would have my clients come to. She was really cool about it, but I wasn't, because it was a pandemic and I did not want my clients in and out of my mother's house. And just when we was in that time where it was just really scary, especially at the beginning where we didn't know much, and I was just like, this is not gonna work. So then I started taking people out of my house. And so I'm done with the application in the video with one hand. I'm just going to the other hand. So yeah, I'm like, this is not gonna work. Let's come to my house. Then I started taking people out of my house. I'm still working at the post office, but I was only doing like 1 or 2 people here and there. And it just wasn't gonna work because the smell in my apartment, they start complaining. Also, I need to do a little video on tips to get the smell down. You can't really take it away completely, but you can get it down. And if you're not doing a lot of clients, you can make it, do what it do. I'm gonna do a video on that. So yeah, they start complaining, and I was like, oh, I can't do nails here either. So I started looking for a suite. I think I'm not working at the post office anymore. Let me see. When did I get my suite? Yep, I'm not working at the post office anymore. I quit the post office and went full time around May or June 2021. And I got my first suite, my own place, not mine, not my mama's houses. It was an actual suite in town in the inner city, like real convenient location, was real close to a lot of my clients. And This is December 2021. The business go bad on there immediately. I've actually did a room tour at that location and everything. The business went bad. It went south, y'all. Went real south. Around no, not December 2021. I get it October 2021, and I'm out by December 2021. Yep, that's how that happened. I did it in October 2021, and I was gone by December 2021. The business went bad. I got robbed twice. The facility was very unsecure, and I just had to get up out of there. I meet a fellow nail tech in my journey of doing nails. Probably in 2019 we met, and I bought a polish from her. Fast forward to 2022. It's the top of 2022, and I need somewhere to go because, it's the new year now. And she's like, you can come to my spot. Look at how God work, y'all. Somebody I knew years down the line, as I was, learning how to do nails, encouraging me, said she'll work with me. We never got to that space with each other, but some years down the line, she ended up being somebody to help me out in the pinch, and now I work in her shop. I work in her shop and rent my space from her, and now I'm here since January 2022, and it's just like a world of difference from my first location that I had October to December 2021. Like, it is a world of difference. Crazy. But what I wanted to talk to y'all about is entrepreneurism. Entrepreneurism is, everybody wants it, and it is highly attractive to see influencers and people that work for themselves and don't have a boss and don't have, a set time to report to work and make their own hours. Yes, believe me, it looks great and it's nice and dandy. I knew that having a boss wasn't for me. Maybe you're out there with a job and you're like, you know what, this work thing is really not going to cut it. Having a boss is not for me. Before you quit your job, a few things. Because I am very much so team quit this job. Okay? I am team fuck that job. Because most jobs don't value us. We're just a number and a space and a head and a person to do work at a lot of these jobs. There's not any real value that a lot of our employers have for us. So I do get it. Believe me, I do. But a few things. First one, there's nothing, sorry if you hear water, I'm doing my soak off while I'm doing this voiceover. I'm soaking off my nails to redo them. There is nothing wrong with your job funding your dream. Do not be upset if you have to work your job while pursuing your dream so that you have steady income to help your dream. I did that the whole time until I quit. Like, literally, I was making a point to set aside dollars of each check to buy a desk, buy nail liquid, powder. I have had so much stuff that has been so unnecessary because I was just like a buying machine. Like, I feel like I need to buy. And I was, 10 toes to it. Like, I knew that one job was going to help me with the other. One hand was going to feed the other. So there is no shame in that. Do not quit your job if you don't have the funds to fall back on. Sometimes you need to work your job and stack and invest in yourself and then, make that move when you need to make that move. Number 2, do not confuse being self-employed or an entrepreneur with not having a job. Or don't look at people who are self-employed or entrepreneurs like, oh, y'all don't do nothing all day. Y'all got the freedom to do whatever you want. The bills don't go away. Your kids' need shit don't go away. Emergencies don't go away. A lot of people in America, most people by a big number are not in the 1% of the world where we all sitting cushy on crazy money. Most of us are one emergency, one car F up, one hospital visit from being homeless or dead broke or living with somebody. A lot of us are. So don't think that just because we don't have a set schedule like someone with a 9 to 5 and a boss in an institution that they work for, whatever, Just because it doesn't look the same, it really is the same. When you are self-employed and an entrepreneur, the W-2s, W-4s, I-9s, and all those papers, instead of somebody handing it to you and walking you through how to go legit and how to handle your money and the Wisconsin state laws, because I'm in Wisconsin, but the state laws of wherever you live, instead of somebody walking you through that, if anything, it makes it harder because now you have to go through that. And it, in certain businesses, depending on what you do as an entrepreneur, you have to be legitimized in that way. I want to say everybody, but I don't know every industry, so I can't say everybody, but I know as far as being a nail tech, we have to be legitimized as far as licensing, establishment licensing, different things about paying taxes, different things about your LLC being authenticated, like actually owning your business. Like your documentation has to be on point. So the business side of it has to be there, is not to be confused with, oh, I don't have a job anymore, I could just do my own thing. Here I am, just taking that harsh edge off of my file with my buffer, and I'm covering up my nails because I'm about to start my filing. This tape I got off Amazon, I'm linking below, and you can wrap up your nails and take the tape off, and the tape does not ruin your nails. Forgot what the tape is called, but it'll be in the description. And so I'm just getting my filing going. I mostly do hand filing. Yeah, I mostly do hand filing, so it's a process, but it's really how you get like that really crispy shape, especially on square nails. I love square nails, and I love to hand file them and just get it real clean. But yes, that's part 2. And not having a boss anymore does not mean you don't have a job. You very much have a job, and you very much have to be responsible for a lot of stuff. And that's going to take us to part 3. And on to number 3. Probably the most important thing I could say about being self-employed, and the thing that has tested me the most. You feel a certain freedom when you don't have somebody on you, like a boss, supervisor, or manager. So you can get very lazy. Being self-employed is not for the weak. You have to be extremely self-motivated. You have to know if you are a person that can do something off of sheer will and off of just wanting to do it. And everybody is not that type of person. I know that I was that type of person, but I definitely had that moment in the beginning when I was just like, I don't feel like doing this, and can't nobody write me up, can't nobody fire me, can't nobody hold my vacation time hostage, whatever, little boss, little job things that happen when you don't show up. Can't nobody do that to me. So I'm like, sorry about that sound. I'm packaging my press-ons. I'm packaging a press-on order for somebody. But yeah, like I was just like, I could do whatever the hell I want. Who the hell is gonna check me? I don't have no boss. I don't have nobody telling me what I can and can't do. But then that car note start popping up, and then bills start popping up, and that rent start popping. You know what I'm saying? Like you start having all those responsibilities that with guaranteed money and a guaranteed check you really wasn't worried about. All of that you now have to worry about because you took X amount of days to chill and enjoy not doing nothing and laying up and laying in just because you could. And you know what I'm saying? You have to be very self-motivated. You have to be a person that can operate just because they want to do something. A person that keeps their word. A person that says they're going to show up just because that's what they said they're going to do, so that's what they're going to do. And a lot of people are not that person. A lot of the people need the stakes to be extremely high. They need it to be like, if I'm not, almost about to lose my job and my livelihood is not at risk, then I probably can't do it. I probably need a little bit of help. And it's important to know yourself in that way, because a lot of people do not operate off of sheer will and are not disciplined in that way. And to be an entrepreneur and to be self-employed, you have to be extremely disciplined in that way. You just have to. There's no way around it. because you got to get up and go to work. And if your stomach hurt, or if you tired, or if you just simply do not damn want to, you still have to. It is not an excuse. It is not nobody that's gonna pay your rent when your money not adding up. It's not nobody that's gonna get you out of a pickle or emergency when you ain't got no savings. And so that's something very, very important to think about before you quit your job. Know who you are and think about if you even can operate like that. So to me, those are some of the harsh realities of entrepreneurism. And even though it looks so glamorous and sounds so freeing and liberating to not be a part of those companies and those systems, it still is not a cakewalk. So I just had to say that and get that out the way. Now, on the other hand, on the other side of being an entrepreneur, I can truly say with just over a year full time, not working for anybody, just getting out the mud, doing press-ons, doing clients, I can truly say that it is extremely rewarding and it is extremely freeing and it is liberating. Like the way you think it is, it's just not the cakewalk that people make it seem. But because I quit my job to chase my dreams, like I quit my job to actually do something that I feel like is purposeful work for me. Will I be doing this forever? I don't know. I don't know what God is going to give me, if I'm going to be, doing nails well into my 40s, 50s, and 60s. I don't know. You don't know how life is going to work. But I do feel in this moment, in this point in time in my life, that my work is purposeful. And I feel like I'm excited about it. I'm actually going to work every single day and doing something that I legitimately love. Like, tenfold. I really do love my job, even though it's not a perfect job. Could be a little irritating job a lot of the time, but all in all, I really do love my job. So I'm able to see it as a blessing and have a lot of gratitude in my attitude towards it. But don't quit your job and go and do something else that you damn don't want to do, because that don't make sense, right? I think that this is more so something for the dreamers, it's something for people who know, wow, this is not it. I should be doing this. And there's nothing wrong with keeping that job until you find out what your this is, if you ever do. Because like I said, this life is not for everybody. And it should not be, people who don't choose this route shouldn't be made to feel less than or like they're not worthy of whatever because they work for an institution, But with that being said, no regrets. So I just finished nail school. Literally, I just finished nail school in August. I just graduated. I go for my boards, part 1 this month and part 2 next month. And I'm just looking forward to everything that is to come from being a licensed nail tech and from doing this full time. If y'all have any questions, like any about school or about anything that I'm going through, I know a lot of y'all talk to me in the comments on some of my videos, and I super appreciate that. And y'all ask me questions. I promise you, if I have any information, I will definitely answer it. And if I didn't, answer anything in here, I could make another video. Just let me know. But there are so many ins and outs to quitting your job. I just wanted to give a little piece of my reality since I did it, because it's not all that people trying to make it seem. It's not perfect. It's liberating, it's freeing, it's fun. I'm doing what I love, but that does not make it crystal clear. So I haven't been talking about my process a lot in this video because, it was a story time video, but I did switch my angle and I really love this for me. Like, I really love this 2-angle type of video, like application tips, 1 angle, design, other angle. I did learn how to zoom I did learn how to zoom, so I could have did that here, but I will make a like little mental note of it and make sure that I zoom in on when I'm doing my detail work in future videos. I actually got one that's about to be edited and uploaded after this one, so I will definitely make sure that I'm remembering that I learned that little tip and trick because y'all can see a little bit better. But I do have a full video up of doing all sorts of Halloween nail art, the really popular ones that we're seeing that everybody wants. I have a whole video just dedicated to that, so you can check that out. And for these favorite products, I always have them in my description. I so often reuse the same products. Like, y'all have seen me use this brush for like the last year in all of my little videos that I've done for the last year, which is not many, but it just goes to show you I use it on every single set. Y'all seen the tips I use on every single set. So just always make a note that if you do want to know something that I'm using, check that description first for my favorite and essential products that I list, because it's probably there. This nail glue that I'm using with this blue top comes from Amazon or Walmart. It's a great Zulay dupe. I'm gonna add it to my essentials list, and it's gonna be in the description with all those other essential products. It is a fraction of the price. I do believe it's like $5 or $6. Zulay is 10 or 11, and it is way more product. I stand by Zulay though. Like I stand by Zulay. It just was getting a little costly, and I feel like this is a more effective option that gives you like literally same results. Literally same results. My bling be staying. Like my clients come back 3 weeks, they still have all of their charms. So yeah, I'm gonna link that down there, and so go check that out. And just like that, after the cuticle oil, this is the final look. I love it so much. It's pink and pretty. Thank y'all so much for watching. Subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.